Welcome to the channel. I'm St. Peter's. I was delighted to welcome Jess here. She recently relocated from Portugal to Copenhagen and was originally in London. And we met, I don't know how many years ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago we met. Wow.
Yeah, talking about this.
Talking about what?
Million plus.
Million plus.
Yeah.
What was it really?
Yeah.
No way.
Just start asking person.
And I think I told you should go get a job and you should be entrepreneurial.
I think that's right. I think you were quite cross.
I don't know, I can't remember. I mean, I think you had so much potential and I thought you were wasted going down the career path. I think you just about transfer that.
I had.
You just done some degree thing.
At the MBA.
MBA, so I'm not a hard educated person, you see. So, would you say, give the advice to your gap and say, whose education is wise instead?
I know this. I think the client education isn't.
Well,
So, my path was different to the traditional path.
is there such a thing anymore?
I think that's a really good question, actually. And I look at my boys growing up, and I can't imagine actually what choices they may have open.
Well, my children, due to illness, do online straight so every lesson is recorded, and it's kind of like amazing because if they don't understand the topic, teacher says, does everyone understand? Back in the day, not many people would put their hand up and say they don't understand. Online, everyone has to say yes or no.
Yeah.
I mean, if people don't understand, they end up breaking out group and they don't leave until they understand. That's different. It's amazing though, when you go from what's considered normal, how many people don't want to be your friend?
That's an interesting view. But I think maybe not following what's normal helps you meet the interesting.
So, yeah, I think so.
I mean, we met.
We met some interesting people, that's for sure. So, why Portugal? 3 years, what happened?
So my husband's a military officer.
Wow.
So he's an officer in the Marines, NATO posting,
Wow,
to Lisbon, and now we're up in Scandinavia.
Secret business.
Very busy, I'll say that.
busy secret business. And what about you as kind of a woman in business? You run your own company, I believe?
Yes,
Tell us
I do. So I run Membridge, which is a public sector innovation agency. Public sector innovation agency.
Wow.
So
what does that mean for those?
What that means, that means that we are given permission to do things radically different to improve our public services.
Wow.
Which is incredibly exciting.
Wow, that's so much what we do with that.
Yes. Yes, no. So that's Membridge. And then there's From Another, where we're building a world where no one wants to talk between family and life.
That's incredible. So does that more work from home? Does it work from the people in twats these days, don't they? I mean, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. It's like for me, I'm a bit cold, for me, I personally feel you need to be in the office to share experiences and be with people, learning, collaboration. I know some agree, so the world's changing.
The world is changing, and I think it's really exciting because I think the whole book is being written up, and almost anything is possible now. And I think what we are seeing is that both organisations and individuals need to develop the skills and the mindsets they need to be able to navigate that effectively.
Do you think collaborativity that's the thing as well must be a hybrid though?
I don't think it has. I mean, it's very difficult to pull apart data and work out, what is a total factor in working. I think there are businesses which have really benefited from it. I mean, we could not exist as a business if we didn't have this normalisation of remote working and flexibility that we have in the business.
Yeah.
But we see other businesses who I think have followed a much more traditional model for many, many, many years, have tried doing something different and have found it really hard. And I think they're on a real pivot point, a decision point about whether do they continue to invest in this new way of working, or do they endeavour to return to the old ways? And I think that's what we're seeing happen.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of big corporates. I think you see Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Amazon say you must come to the office and you must do this. I mean, for me, we had 3 days in the office and 2 from home. And I don't know, my younger staff, were they as productive on a Monday and a Friday? Did they have heavy weekends partying? Did they go out on a Thursday and work really at home Friday at work? I don't know, it's tough that. And then it's, I was very lucky, I had a great team of people, but you just always wonder sometimes when, if you're not hitting guardians, you're not doing what needs to be done, is it because of we've got this working from home model.
And so I think that's a really common experience. And what our research has shown is that actually it's trust that underlies all successful flexible working arrangements. And I think the difference between being in person and operating remotely is that when you have those issues, we're not hitting targets, we're not getting done what we need to get done. In some ways, it can feel easier to deal with that in person, in an office, because that's what you're used to, that's what you've done for the last 30 years.
I think sometimes if you're having difficult conversations and you're face to face, personally, again, if you're having that kind of, hey, you've got to raise our game, and sometimes, you probably can't put your arm around the person and say, come on, let's go, because then if you found earlier these days, you would have done it the same. But it's tough, man.
I think it is hard. I think it is difficult. And I think they are new skills that we need to learn as to how to do those things within these different ways of working. I had a talk to a manager last week, and they had a member of the team who wasn't performing. And they were becoming concerned. They were starting to think through what strategies could they deploy, what extra support could that person need. And then just in a sort of almost offhand way, this team member shared that actually they had a medical issue, which they hadn't raised, they hadn't proactively brought to the manager to say this was something that was going on in their life. So I think it's also, all of us have to take responsibility. Yeah, absolutely. All of us have to step up to do that.
But I think communication is so vital, and sometimes it's having that time to say, is everything okay? And sometimes from our perspective, I mean, when my daughter was critically unwell, I struggled a couple of times at the day where I lived or died with my Frank, and it's knowing who to talk to and when to talk to and need help. And if you're running a business and you've got 10, 30, 200 staff, it's making sure that people say, hey, I'm not the right one.
Yeah.
And talking about it. And you do a lot of work helping women in business, is that right? Am I wrong or am I right? You tell me. I don't know. What's on your LinkedIn post?
What's in my LinkedIn post? So my LinkedIn post is supporting busy working parents navigate new ways.
Parents.
Parents.
Not women, parents. Busy working parents.
Busy working parents. And I think it is, what we see is that things are not getting any easier. We even know parents have really been squeezed between this concept of the idea of somebody that's going through a time for their work, and this concept of the ideal parent, which is somebody who can meet all the needs of their child. And those two things are just switching heads.
I mean, for me, I have 3 children, 2 girls, 1 boy, and I have found my little boys so to my daughter's needs. My daughters tend to be, daddy's away from home, you come to go. But my boys wants to not rough in the dumbo, he wants to come and fight or play motorbikes, or in your FaceTime, he's doing a really amazing fight because he's 4 and he wants to show me that stuff. And I feel now like I want to be at home more. Obviously, with one of my disposal recently, I hadn't had that time choice. But it's just interesting, what we've grown up with, so much has changed. Yeah, obviously, so much hasn't changed. What are you finding?
So I think the first thing I would say is people want different things at different points. So, and as parents, our circumstances are constantly changing, our children are constantly changing, our own constantly changing. Yeah, so I think it's, I think the goal is changing very much. But again, there are some really insidious barriers that exist, despite the efforts to demonstrate really is raising stable, resilient, supporting their families in a still lost question.
About the arms and others, what's changing there? Don't be honest.
I think the world has become disabled. I think, and it's time.
I
think there has been. I think the always-on mentality doesn't count. I think that the adoption of technology in some areas of our life has introduced such complexity. I mean, even if you just talk about schools, so kids have gone back to school in the last couple of years. The number of apps, the number of email chains you need to follow, the number of WhatsApp groups you need to move. Just that complexity has happened just to enable the children to go to school, participate fully in those opportunities they have there. And that's even before you're starting to keep things at home, and then you want to be doing a great job when you go to work as well. So I think there is, what we're seeing is we're seeing all people come to us to make some really fundamental decisions about What are the conversations they need to have with that matter around to enable that? And actually, how can they regain their sense of self in all of these other roles there for me?
It's incredible. Wow. I'm just listening here and reflecting on that. It's amazing advice. So, if you were starting out and getting into business today, what advice would you keep to yourself?
I was an 18-year-old.
Yeah, you're 18.
Okay, I'm 18. So 18-year-old Jess.
What do you wish you knew, or what would you do different, or yeah?
So the first thing I would say is you can win it. The second thing I would say is just start. And actually, even if you don't feel you've got the perfect idea, just start doing something. Because once you start down that path, there will be things that come up, there will be people that you meet that you could not have imagined you would come across. And I think the third thing, is just believe in yourself.
Right.
And surround yourself with people that believe in you too.
I think for me, that's the big thing, isn't it? Because in the main place, I left school at 16, was great nothing. But I had 3 seasons, I'm lucky. But it's that confidence to know that you can make a difference and you can do it. And I think where you start today, where you get to the journey.
I mean, that's myself. I was reading about the lecturer in creative writing. I can't remember his name, some eminent.
I can't remember a few seconds ago, so don't worry too much.
But he was talking about the work he does with authors to help them find what is uniquely theirs, what is the story that only they can tell.
That takes a long time to find yourself, though.
It does, but it really resonated for me as an entrepreneur, because the thing that I've experienced in the last 5 years is really honing in what is the only thing that I am going to, well, it's only in me that's going to lead this. And I think, working out what is the thing that the world needs you to be making and bring to people, I think is incredibly powerful. And when you realise that actually, I spent the first couple of years looking over my shoulders. This is so obvious. We need to do this. Surely somebody else is going to come along and take me out of the knees. But they haven't. And they're not going to. Because now we're at a point where we have so much data, so much research, so much insight, that we can talk on this with authority and credibility in a way that means that our reach and our impact is so much greater. And that's because I have listened, and I've looked, and I've remained committed to that seed that this has to be it.
I mean, it's hard when you're passionate about making a difference. Really, it's so very strong. And there are so many moments when you're thinking, how am I going to do this? And every single day is different. I mean, for me, the last 6 weeks, I was in York, and the 5 first weeks, trying to find some new challenges. And every single day was a different challenge.
Yeah.
And every single day, you had some hosts, this day was some real hope that very scary.
Yeah. So I had a year ago tomorrow, I had environmental illness. And it completely. And as I had to think about what I wanted to do. And to be faced with your mortality again in that way. And I come to the conclusion I was going to stop. I tried, but I was vexed.
Right.
And I really felt at peace with that. I felt like it was the right decision. I went downstairs at 10 ring, and I discovered the video, which is the day.
Equal payday save the day.
Equal payday save the day, because that's the day when you can cut off. There's no grey around this. It's quite simple. Women's then work through simply being. And the rage I felt, the injustice I felt about it, like once. There is so much that's done. I cannot. And actually, what I'm going to do is to be
Well, really, that's a brand new. I believe that everything happens for the reason behind it. It's like, for me, this content creation journey going on, I'm conversing, LinkedIn traffic into YouTube. I'm on a LinkedIn creator program. I'm 53 years young, and the answer was playing the program. I think, God, you don't want an old yet on your program. I said, yeah, you got some knowledge. And I think knowledge and experience are so much. And sharing that knowledge and helping others is so important.
I think it's crucial, because I think it makes such a difference when you can see how somebody else does it, it can just open people's eyes to what it's actually.
This is so true. So how do people reach out to you, work with you, do business with you? How does it happen?
So we're on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I'm Jess Lancashire on LinkedIn. Our website is fromanother.co.uk.
Lancashire from Lancashire.
Well, he
What did you
is.
say?
He is actually like the county.
Like the county, yeah. Lancashire, like the county. I can't remember what we were talking about before, but I thought I liked the line, so we'll go with that. Lancashire, like the counties.
So yeah, Jess Lancashire, and we're having so many fantastic conversations, both with individuals and also organisations doing some. So you're great.
And they show with the manager of people, those conversations around how people and different adaptability and build trust and how they do the best thing they can do.
Let me talk you through.
Please.
So we
Tell
are.
the camera,
Okay,
Jess.
so
This is what they do.
from and up.
From
What
and
we're
up.
doing is we're building the most inclusive listening program for parents and managers in the UK. It's not about the largest number. It's about talking to the broadest range of people who happen to get deep understanding of people's experiences in the UK to live. That research is ongoing, continuous, and the insights and data we generate, we then use within 2 courses. First, research, which enables parents and individuals to transform their relationship with work. So it gives them skill sets and mindsets they need to make a difference in their own lives. The Navigator program is then a course for managers. What the Navigator program does is exactly what you described. So it's absolutely about how do you support and facilitate others to find a way to work best for them, their family. So that is particularly what we've got. They are absolutely incredible online experiences, really. We develop our products. We have an in-house anthropologist. We have an integrative therapist on the team as well. So we're a really unique experience to what we then show.
Fantastic. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to talk about before you not covered? Let's go get it.
No, I don't think so, Paul. It's been brilliant. It's been so good to see you.
Fantastic. So much, Jess. And everyone has a wonderful day today. Whatever the day is going to be. I'm done.